Blockchain interoperability. It's a hot topic right now, especially in industrial supply chain traceability. Everyone is interested to know where their products are coming from and under what conditions they've been produced, but we don't want one company to have control over the entire global supply chain information. It's a lot of power for one company to have. So how can we prevent this? Well, companies are mostly concerned about this issue of vendor lock-in and of having their data accessible only through a single point of failure. The challenge with interoperability is that blockchains don't work well together easily. It's very complex. The reason for this is that, in a way, a blockchain is interoperability. A blockchain is, in a way, a language that allows multiple computers to agree on a single database. The blockchain is the way they secure that data and prevent it from being altered. And so if you take data off of one blockchain and put it onto a second one, it's not the same as taking data off of one database and putting it on a second one. You'll run into issues with data integrity, how much you can trust the data, and whether it has really been unchanged. But this doesn't mean that all hope is lost. One way that we can do this is with what is called a second layer blockchain. If multiple service providers agree on how they will structure their data and how it can be transferred, then in a way, they can interoperate. But maybe the longer term solution is to have a global blockchain for supply chains, a little bit like the internet. With the internet, no one company is in charge of it, and no one company makes money off of it. Instead, multiple nodes are run by multiple companies and organizations, and they all agree on a common language to transfer data across the world. In the same way, perhaps what we need is a global blockchain that isn't run by a single company, but rather is run by a consortium of like-minded entities who all want to see supply chain traceability. If different organizations such as governments, intergovernmental organizations, NGOs, and interested companies all run nodes of the same blockchain, then there can be a certain level of trust generated just because all of these entities have a common goal but different organizations behind them. What this would do is it would take the profit away from the protocol itself, but companies could still make their money by building value-add services using the technology, like the internet. Blockchain technology is still a little too young to know what the exact right approach is. It's still emerging and it's still being tested. But in the long term, if we want to see global supply chains become transparent and traceable, we will need to have a common agreement for how this transparency data can be shared in an interoperable way.